corporate house or have a corporate practice or whatever. I mean, there's always room at the top, but the room at the top needs hard work also. Then friends, those of you all say everybody is not to be a lawyer and everybody is not to be a trade union leader, but then do you want to be? Somebody can be a judge. We have a separate labor judiciary also, and you can directly be the industrial tribunal. And now the labor codes are knocking, wherein labor codes are going to be abolished, but industrial tribunal is still going to be there, and there will be more industrial tribunals needed, or rather industrial courts would be in demand, and you can fill the vacuum. So you can be a judge for the rest of your life, and then you can get promoted to a high court judge and a Supreme Court judge also. Again, you see, tomorrow again some Supreme Court judge is going to be from somebody sitting in your class or in your college. Why not you? Then friends, you can, even some of you all can think of becoming a lecturer or a professor, for which some other exams are also there. Say net set is there, national eligibility test, state eligibility test, combined with whatever you are studying now, including other laws and labor industrial laws. One can choose to be a professor also. Then there are so many institutes in India which are purely catering only to labor law. Say for example, Maharashtra Institute of Labor Studies, which is at Bombay and also I believe at Nagpur. Likewise, all over India there are so many labor institutes where purely labor law is taught. So if you are an expert at that, you can certainly be a professor or a lecturer at that institute, and then that also gives you great openings. One of my friends was a professor at such an institute, and with this exposure then he was invited the International Labour Organization, and then he became a professor there. Now you see, his trade remains to be a professor, but then the levels are changing. You can work at a college, you can work at a higher college, you can work at an institute, you can work at Indian Institute of Management, or you can work abroad also. And as you climb the ladder, which depends on your hard work, you will be paid accordingly. You can be a lawyer, as I told you, of a single person, you can be of a small union, you can be of a small industry, you can be of a multinational company, and if you can be of an industrial giant also. And as you climb the ladder, as you are well aware of the law, you will be paid accordingly. And then all of these areas are, I mean, people, it's totally not filled with people. People, even government is hunting who could fill in the gap. Then there are committees. Say ESI committee, what is the minimum wages committee? With your knowledge, you can go there. You can write books, you can, those people who want to be social servants, yes, you can be a social servant and serve the masses also. There are so many of your unfortunate brothers who do not know how to read and write, but then they are working somewhere. Then there are gig workers as something from the labor codes. Then there are platform workers, and there is no leader they have. Is there going to be somebody who is going to meet all of them, form a union of them, and then see as to rights are given to them also, which all others are enjoying? Some of the laws are repealed now due to the labor codes, but this does not mean that the total labor industrial scenario stands repealed. No, there are other laws. There are labor codes which have replaced them, and certainly you can make your mark as far as all of these new branches, or rather the banyan tree remains the same and the branching is a bit different. So these are some of the areas, friends, where you can work as per your ability. Then there is one more area, that is Supreme Court is very clear that there cannot be a dismissal without a departmental inquiry. Some people I know have taken up this niche area, that is they are departmental inquiry officers. Of course, that requires an understanding of the judgments and the principles of natural justice also, but they have made a living. They too have houses, they too have everything, whatever can be called as materialistic. But these, whoever, you can be a departmental inquiry officer also. And remember, as I told you, God has given you a torch, but the torch will show you only 10 feet, not more than that. So you have to take the plunge, dive into it, and ultimately when you do this, then the road will be more clear and then more clear, and ultimately you will also reach your destination, in the sense you will be able to achieve what you want. Then there are ladders. You see, you can work in the industrial court, you can work at the high court, you can work in the Supreme Court. And again, of course, I will, at the cost of repetition, I will again say everything requires hard work. So there should be a timetable. How would you put yourself in the market? And remember, when you start representing companies, there is a bit of a nerve building also, in the sense, when I started practice, if somebody told me that there is a strike in such and such a company, I would have fallen unconscious in my chair, because of the strike the company is losing 4 crores of rupees every day. But with practice you understand this. Today if somebody tells me, I am not that shaken, I am not that mentally perplexed also, that yes, okay, I will take care of it, because I have read the judgments, I know what is the law, I know what is its application, I know what is the practicality, I have dealt with so many unions, I have been a part and parcel of collective bargaining and in negotiations also. So churning all this together makes up a product which is called as an experience. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is you decide something based on your experience. So this doesn't happen in a day. As you understand, Rome is not built in a day. So don't get terrified, and then don't get petrified that I don't know all these things today. Nobody knows. But you have to make a start. You have to make a timetable. You have to see yourself after every 3 months. Where do I stand? Where have I reached? After 6 months, where have I reached? What more should I be doing? And all of these things put together will make you successful in this branch of law. So friends, labor industrial law is of a wide application. I mean, basically law is itself an evergreen degree. You can use law anywhere, of which labor industrial law. Otherwise, just see the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He is doing the globe trotting here and there. And then there are so many companies coming to India. Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra Devendra Fadnavis went to Davos. And then he has signed agreements with so many companies to the tune of 1 lakh crores of rupees. So all of them will be visiting India. All of them will be having plants in India. And all of them require a law department and a HR officer and a personnel officer and a labor officer. And somebody is to look after this subject, that is employment law. My question is, why should it not be you? And remember one more thing. These multinationals, when they come with lots of money. And there is nothing wrong in earning money by good means and delivering as to whatever you know. So you will be paid as per what you have within you. So that is to be increased. So labor industrial law, remember friends, not only this branch of law, any branch of law, it appears easy earlier, then it's a bit difficult. But then when it's serious business, it is for a while appears difficult. It's not difficult. All things are difficult before they are easy. But then once you are into it, then you will have the fun of it. And naturally, you can make a living out of it. And you make your friends and relatives and parents and teachers, everybody proud. So this is a branch of law which I will request everybody to pay a bit more attention, because ultimately the backbone of India is industrial production. India cannot prosper by I doing the talking and you doing the listening. So how can India prosper? Where does money lie? Money is in industries, and with that industry you are also connected with a specific branch of law. You cater to it, company becomes successful, they pay you also, India also progresses, India also becomes prosperous. So you can be an instrument in the prosperity of India also. Okay. So friends, this was something which was lying in the innermost corners of my heart, which I just wanted to share it with you. I hope some of y'all might get enlightened by it. and take up labor industrial law and employment law a bit more seriously from today. Okay, thank you friends.